Hello and welcome to Plus One to Gaming. I'm Chris.
And I'm Eric.
I'm Billy.
And I'm Mark.
And we are jumping into our second interlude post our minor issue campaign. Bill, do you want to take us through our next interlude session?
Sure. As you are aware, our heroes have just been tasked with a covert and secret mission to Granitos to find out if they are experiencing the same sort of planar mishaps that is happening over the Harborton Holding, which is the land that the Duke controls in Harborton. And it is hush hush. Not too many people know about it. And here's you find yourself in front of Bucky. Bucky is unaware. You can tell him if you want, but they're trying to keep as many people hush hush as much as possible. So that's where you find yourself in front of Bucky at his desk, and we'll take it up from there. So you're all standing there. Bucky, as you come in, Bucky stands up and he nods at you guys, gives you guys a little bit of a clap. He says, "Well, fellas, I understand that based on unfortunate events of your last mission, you have asked for and have been granted an extended leave of absence to relax and get your heads on straight. I just want to say that I'm proud of you boys. Not many of the other major guild players would have faced that situation and came out alive, let alone sane. If you need anything from me, even a personal nature, you want to hang out, relax, grab some beers, just reach out. And as soon as you guys are ready to pick up a new mission, just come back and find me. We'll be here. Just take your time. I can imagine it was pretty harrowing."
Oh, hang on, am I unmuted? Yes. I have so many tabs open. I don't want to go through a whole spiel and not do it. Yeah, but so about that, like, that mission was not what we talked about. We might need to like a little bit of a renegotiation on the contract, man. Like, we almost died.
Well, we lost one of our party.
It was right next to me. Like, he splattered onto me, man. Like, we need some hazard pay.
Yeah, so Bucky turns to you. He goes, "Yeah, I got the idea that you may have gone above and beyond the what did I promise before?
I believe it was 200, so it was like 50 a person, right? Something like that.
Yes, 500 gold a person.
500 a person
per day.
200 gold. I believe it was very minor amount. I believe it was like 3 gold a day.
3 guilds. We each
get 3 gold a day.
On mine, and I'd pay for Garrett. I'm typoing because I.
Are you
2 gold per day plus per DM, so 14 at the end of the tour.
So 14. So you're asking for more than the 14 that we have allotted for you? I think that's fair, but what do you have in mind?
I mean, shit.
What's the going rate for gem spider extermination?
Yeah, and like saving the town.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, when I did it as part of the Crimson Lances, I got paid pretty well, but I mean, I was part of the Crimson Lances. But
does the Adventurers Guild not have the same prestige?
I mean, the Crimson Lances are in the Adventurers Guild. I mean, you guys haven't given you guys a name. I gave you some options earlier, but I haven't heard anything. So I'm just going to keep calling you the Yahoos or the Dudes or those weird guys that seem to be pretty good at stuff. Any one of those will work. Yeah, like the Adventuring Guild, they have like a tier system, and no offense to you, but we're not top tier right now. You're working your way up, but I'll see what I can do. I'm not super in charge of the payroll, but how does 50 gold a person? I think I can stretch that.
In addition to the 14, perfect. We'll take that deal.
64 gold per person. That's fantastic.
I think that seems reasonable.
Yeah, well, he he kind of didn't mean in addition, but as soon as he said it, he's just like, oh, whatever. Yeah, 64 gold. And then he gives you a little slip, and you have to take it to there's like a payout station. And he's like, yeah, buy whatever beers you want. Take charge, relax. I'm sure you guys are on the up and up, so there'll be some jobs for you when you come back. But relax, take a vacation, whatever you want. If you want to hang out with your old pal Bucky, find me in my office usually, drinking here by myself.
How sad.
Yeah, Buck. Thanks, buddy. Bye.
Bye,
Yes,
Buckland.
we're going to take a long time to think and recover from all of the trauma. We will see you soon.
Yeah. Chris, do you want to get into the roll 20?
Oh,
I'm going
sorry.
to give you something here.
Yeah, I didn't know we were.
So, yeah. As you turn to leave, he shouts back at you. Oh, wait, guys. I almost forgot. You got some letters here. And he stands up and kind of hobbles over you. You can tell that he's still, that limp is pretty serious. He hands over 2 sealed envelopes. A quick glance shows that one of them is from the Blackbriar Collective, and the other one is from the Harborton Department of Housing and City Development.
Latest development.
So, who's looking at them, who's reading them, who has them? Who does he hand it to?
Wizardclaws will certainly take the one from the housing. He has a keen interest in
all
that.
right.
Xyzal's like halfway out the door. He really doesn't want to get roped into drinking with Bucky.
All right. So, as you guys are going out, so here's the letter. Can you read it? And I will let you read it.
Adventures Guild Associates, the Hobbiton Department of Housing and City Development would like to inform you of a pending action involving a property that you're in line to lay claim to. The estate of Lord Dorgan Greystock. Claimant 1, eldest daughter, Liliana Farrell. Claimant wishes property to be condemned and destroyed. Claimant 2, daughter, Trissel Imperial. Claimant, relinquished claim. Claimant 3, miscellaneous Adventure Guild Associates involved in property, unknown. The Hobbiton HCD would prefer to maintain property in working order per Ducal Decree 8-103C, as it would promote growth in the region. If claimant wishes to assume ownership of the property, please provide 150 gold processing fee and plan of action for renovation. Signed, Glorin Eberman, Assessor, Hobbiton Housing and City Department.
Whoa! Does that mean we could buy that house that haunted house mansion we were in last time?
Well, I believe we've made it unhaunted, but yes.
I mean, so far that we know of.
Oh, you don't mind a few ghosts and specters and demons, do you?
It's better than those spider things. I'll give it that.
Gives the house character, I'm sure.
Characters.
What do you say, Umren? Would you like to be our roommate?
Well, yes, I think that seems like a good deal. I've been staying in just an extra supply shed, more or less. So I'd be happy to take a room and a soft hay bed.
Yeah, I'd love to tell my landlord to buzz off.
That too, yes.
Yes, I can finally commission that portrait I've been talking about.
So that's, how much was it, 150?
Yes, 150 gold processing fee. And a plan of action for renovation, which I've been secretly devising this whole time.
Oh, good. I have no clue. I live in a one-bedroom, one-room shack, probably smaller than that shed Umren lives in.
I didn't pay much attention to the state of the place as we were there, so I'm glad you were.
Yes, I've got new cat fixtures picked out, new cat doors.
Prestidigitation, you can clean that place up.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think it'd be a problem to put together some gold.
I mean, that's almost all the gold we just made, but it's my rent's coming up, so you minus that from this, and you end up coming out ahead.
I've got gold, from in my. I don't know. I guess I carry it with me. I've got gold.
Yeah, I don't keep track as well as I should.
Look in the your pocket where you keep your gold, and it's gone.
No.
Yes, well,
Wizardclaws just has a pile.
Yeah.
don't look at me.
This gold? I was
this is
keeping it
yours?
for you.
I was keeping it warm with my body, and then spending it on stuff.
He's a tiny little dragon.
So you have one other letter, and if you wanted to make a trip to the HCP, you do that now and get all that stuff. It's up to you. What do you guys want to read the other letter?
Yeah.
All right.
Umren, will you read this letter for us?
Right.
Sure. Adventures Guild Group. We at the Blackbriar Collective understand that you put yourselves at great risk in an attempt to save the life of a Blackbriar fellow and associate. This effort does not go unnoticed. You are hereby named as Blackbriar Fellows. Oh, well, that seems nice.
Yeah.
And are entitled to a 10% discount from all Blackbriar affiliated merchants and servants. Signed from the collective themselves. There's a note here at the bottom. God bless you. I know you tried.
No, not very hard.
It's from Norris. Well, it's nice of them to reach out in such a way, and well, I guess, fellas, we seem to be titled now. That's new to me.
Yeah, I've been called a lot of things, but I've never had a title.
But never a fellow.
Yes.
Blackbriar Fellows. Well, a 10% discount's not bad either. We'll need to find a way to track down some of their merchants.
So you're fully aware that they're one of the major guilds. So as long as you're in a major city, and it comes with a little certificate that shows that you're Blackbriar Fellows.
Type.
Oh, could we have
in any
badges
major
instead?
city,
Little pins?
they're little badges that you can flip open and say fellow.
Nice.
Yeah, so any major city,
Put that on my sheet.
just whenever you buy something in any
Yep.
major city, assume you're buying it from that merchant. You know, there's competing merchants, and you give yourself 10% off. If you are in a minor city, we'll roll a d20 and see what the chances are that they're affiliated.
Nice.
But yeah, that's why. So with the golds that you guys make or anything, it doesn't count for obviously the HUD, but anything from now on, just assume 10% off the price on D&D Beyond or anything else. For everything.
Quick question before we move along. I know you said we were replenishing our original supplies. Should I, before we start whipping gold out, should I subtract the cost of the resupply from what I had? No? Okay.
No. So the resupply was coming from the
guild.
the quartermaster. No, the quartermaster of the duchy. So
Right.
The Duke's own quartermaster just he gave you that, and then one magic item of which you have yet to tell me which one you want. Chris did tell me what he wanted, and he has hence received it. I will wait as long as you have it before the end.
Yeah, I figured we would need it on the next, because we ain't going out yet. And I
No,
didn't know
and
if
you
we
can
were going to
decide,
play through on
I haven't
this
even
to talk
looked,
to them
to
or
be
not.
honest.
Yeah,
I have
you can.
like 16 things I want. I have such paralysis of choice.
That's what they are, because
Yeah.
I don't know what I want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
limited
tough to pick one.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff on Chris's list. There's definitely some cool stuff, but yeah, as long as you any uncommon item, is
Uncommon.
any uncommon, is something that they have. Can be wondrous or not. It's up to you. You just assume uncommon is something that's common enough that the duchy has it.
Yeah. I'm looking at a list. I don't see any wondrous uncommon items.
I think Wikidot has a really good chart of the items by category, so you can
I don't know what I'm
common,
on.
uncommon.
What am I on? D&D5e.info. Who knows how legit that is?
But yeah, so you just want to get through it, and of course, you can decide on that. You can work with me. I have some ideas of things that were cool, and if you want something that's makes something new, or if you want me to homebrew you an item, if you have no ideas, I can always do that. I have some cool ideas, but yeah. So
Cool.
Dealer's choice.
Going-
I like it.
yeah, so going from now, you guys can head on over to the Harborton Housing and City Development Office, and I guess Lord Wizardclaws has like a plan. You know, with prestidigitation and transmutation with wizardry, you could probably get that house back up in a working order. You know, it just takes time. It's not, but if you guys would go over there and let's we can take over the role play from there and just see.
Let's be real. We know who's actually doing the work on the house. It's those little tiny servants.
Oh yeah.
It's animated magical
absolutely.
slaves.
I was gonna say, can it
be
be
a
like Fantasia?
Beauty and
You
the
just
Beast
get a bunch
up
of
in
brooms.
Yeah. I think that'd be a fun way to do it.
Yeah.
What level of, or once he starts learning 4th level spell slots, there's one that's like, if you have the materials to make like a bridge, like a bunch of wood, you can just cast the spell on that and like, I think it's called Fabricate. It's basically 3D printing, magical 3D printing.
Huh.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you go over there, as you get into the office, you know it's kind of like any other bureaucratic office. It's at the town hall, which is on the Flats Quarter, kind of by like the courthouse and by the university. If you want to reference the map.
Yep.
But as you go over there, you know it's kind of you find the office of the lady that talked to you, this Glorin Ibraman. And so as you walk in her office, she goes, voice for her. Let's do, hello.
Oh, hello.
Miss Doubtfire.
Yes, we went with Miss Doubtfire. Hello.
I forget her name already. Where'd that?
Glorin.
Glorin?
Oh, Glorin.
Okay.
Should write this shit down.
I know.
Oh, where's the...
It's on the Harborton HCT letter.
It's a lot of letters.
Glorian Imberman.
Yes, hello, Glorin. We've come to lay claim to the Greystock estate. And he shows the note.
Oh, it's you. I'm glad that the letter found you. You are hard to track by because you don't. She's like a female version of Lord Wizardclaws, I guess. But it's very hard to track you down. But as you can see, we would like to promote investment in the community. So while we prefer not to destroy the manor, we do require substantial investment in both time and a promissory of future investments to maintain the property. So, are you willing?
Yes, we are most willing and able. In fact, we've brought payment as well. We have grand plans for this estate, let me tell you.
Hang on, Chris. You got to go back and do it again. We lost you for a bit.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Where did we cut off?
The very
We're
beginning of
willing
your
and able.
sentence.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we're most willing and able to. We have grand plans for this estate, I assure you.
She nods and
Umren looks at Xyzal and this. Should we have asked the cat what his plans are before we signed on to this?
Too late now.
I mean, maybe, but it's probably like it's too late now. We're rolling with it.
Yeah, you're right. So he pulls out his purse and puts it on the counter that has his gold in it.
About the payment. So we are upstanding citizens of Harborton. Heroes, you might say. We just saved the mines from some spider monsters, and we are actually the ones that rescued this house from the ghosts that took it over.
And the demon, don't forget
whatever
about the demon.
happened. And there was demons and ghosts. Is there any way we can come down on like the payment portion? We're totally willing and have a plan to gussy it up, make it nice, make it a beacon of upstanding citizens.
Oh yes, we've been over the cat's plan. It's perfect.
The cat has a plan, and we're gonna execute. But I feel like we've already done a lot to promote citizenry and goodness. So can you cut us a deal on the upfront?
Yes, we're also black by our fellows.
We're
Shows off
also
those little
now
pins.
fellows.
Fellows.
That might help. That might not. She might
Us
not like
fellow 3.
But she looks at you, and she thinks for a second. Oh, well, we do have a yes. We do have a program for promoting ownership for the disadvantaged, which
I am definitely that.
Yes. It is a program that I myself am very proud to have started. Let's see what we can do is we can waive the $150 fee, but we will require monthly inspections to show that you are maintaining and developing the property as promised.
Absolutely not. We can't have prying eyes poking where they don't belong. I'll gladly pay the gold for privacy.
Yeah, that's the thing with these programs developed to help the poorest. You gotta have these strings attached to make sure they're doing it the right way, quote unquote.
Well, what about this?
Oh, do we have to take financial literacy classes now too, Miss Glorm?
I would. It's okay, Xyzal. He's a bit sensitive. He's run into this. As a glowing bald white man, let me step in and help.
And she perks up like
I may have the funds, but we'd be happy to do a monthly installment plan, but I might have enough to just cover it. So I could pay you all of the monthly installments now for some sort of discount off the per month rate. Would that work?
Look, we're first time home buyers. There's got to be some no strings attached, just kind of help a little goblin out.
Yeah.
I can take the loan if you're worried about the goblin.
No. Yes, of course.
Yeah, it's in his name for sure for the interest rate.
Yeah, obviously.
I'm assuming cats can't sign.
Yeah, so she was handing it to.
Cats can't legally own property.
Yeah, she was.
And to be honest, maybe goblins can't either.
Yeah, from the beginning. But she goes, I see your dilemma. What I can do is if you pay right now $120, and as you are associates of the Adventurers Guild, if we do put this in backed by the Adventurers Guild, which means if for some reason you default or fail to maintain, it would be the Adventurers Guild who is responsible. Do you have any issues with that?
Yes, absolutely not. No one can have their claws into.
They're responsible people over there.
They're responsible for us now, so that's where our money came from anyway. So I feel like it's just kind of skipping the middleman, which is
that incentivizes them to pay us more.
I would do that. Sure, I can. I think that's a very nice solution.
Why don't we just pay 50 gold each and have full ownership of the house with no strings attached at all?
We do.
That's not what we're doing.
Then the Adventurers Guild has to pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I
basically
thought.
What it is.
No,
they're not.
Like
they're
co-signers,
just
basically.
They're co-signers. You have the property, but they're ultimately responsible if you fail to maintain payments or if it gets dilapidated. Then it becomes their problem.
That's perfect, because then it's not my problem.
Yeah. So she hands it to Umren to sign, and it does just say that you'll maintain the property to standard set by. She gives you this giant packet of things that just says, you're not going to let it go to disrepair. Once upon repaired, you'll just maintain it per part of this program.
All right, so he'll give her 120 gold.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then so that's 40 each. I'll give you 40.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
How much did we get from the
64?
64.
64.
And I don't remember how much I had before that, so that's all the money I had.
I did remember.
My notes are sparse at best.
You can keep your coins. I've got enough.
Yeah, but no, I want to own this house with you.
Yes, this is part of my goal of. This is been my plan the whole time. Absolutely.
No. We split
That's
this.
fine.
We split this even, Stevens.
So 40 from each of you then.
Yes.
So
Hold on, I need to count on my fingers. Update my sheet.
Are you updating your sheet in Roll20?
Yeah.
Where's the gold section?
Above the items, underneath attacks and spell castings on the core tab.
Oh.
It also
that's
looks
on
like
the wrong.
they added a short rest and long rest button to Roll20, apparently,
Ooh.
which is
Oh, that's
super
nice.
cool.
Need to
Yeah, so
spells.
Umren will make his mark on the page to do the deal and gave her the money.
Yeah, I want to sign it too.
Wizardclaws
know if
puts a
that's
paw
necessary,
print on
but-
it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, like I said, we all in this. There's only one. There's only one like signature line. So
This
we're
is-
just writing
this
in the
risk-
margins.
The party gets ripped apart after the first reward. Like, no, it's my mansion.
Yeah.
Locking you out.
So you're now proud owners of the Greystock's Manor, which you could rename or keep it as Greystock's Manor.
No, we naming that something different. That's
Yeah.
creepy to name it after some dead dude.
So, yeah, so we can we'll just
That's the Penlack mana.
so you'll it's obviously they give you some time to do all this stuff. So you don't have to do it this intermission. But starting on the next intermission, give me guys a plan of what you guys are doing for the manor.
Fun. Home
and-
renovations.
and
How
he-
fucking
yeah, because you'll have money by then if you wanted to buy stuff, add stuff to it. And so that is your new official guild sanctioned headquarters. So that's where
That's where all that acid
your
vial
party
money's
hangout.
going now.
all that
Mhm.
acid vial money, which we'll talk about here soon.
again.
No more.
Yeah, no more. Which yeah. So after this, we can break off. I guess you guys all, go your own ways. You have owners. Who's going to maintain the deed? Would that be Lord Wizardclaws?
Oh, don't give it to me. I'm gonna lose that for sure.
Yes, Umren's probably
yes,
has
I'm-
pockets.
Yeah, Umren's got pockets,
Okay, I'll take it.
and they look like they have buttons on them, so it's not gonna fall out. None of mine have buttons.
Yes, I can't keep with all my potions and acid. Most
It's
certainly
gonna
would
get out acid. And
acid it
Yep.
up.
Makes
So-
sense.
I have a lot of numbers on my Google sheet that are golds, and I just don't think that they're right. So I might have to circle up with somebody because we should all have the same amount of money ish.
Well, no, depending
No.
on
I
what
said
you
we got
bought.
100 gold.
I
Well,
bought a
haven't
bunch of
bought
stuff.
anything.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah,
should
you
all
have-
have. We should all have gotten the same amount.
Yes.
We have spent different amounts. If you
Yes.
have your positive column,
I don't have a column. I've been destructive updates on my level of gold.
Yeah. Well, let's
Yeah,
figure
I
out
said-
how much
I-
gold
I-
Eric has
I-
later.
We'll figure
Yeah.
it out. We can go
It-
back
it-
and listen to old
Because
streams.
we've never paid attention to money in all the
No.
games we've
I
played.
look like looking through. He's pulling out.
Now we've got a
receipts, like,
fucking mortgage.
I don't know what my money is.
Well, I
never
figured
had to buy
because
things before.
we had
I just
said when
put
we
it in
started,
pockets,
like,
they don't have buttons.
resource management was something we wanted to play with. So,
I know, but I'm bad at it.
I'm
That's
excited
why I
about
wanted to do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'm
Bill,
terrible at it in real life, but I'm pretty sure my gold in this sheet is correct.
I'm very
I don't know what's in my
fastidious about my
fucking bank
fantasy
account.
money.
Oh,
Real
yeah.
money.
So after this, you guys all break off into your own ways. And you have a couple days, 3 days to kind of get things done. And so we will now have everybody's separate interlude. And we'll just start with Umren. So Umren, are you guys on Roll20?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So can you guys see the picture of the office? That's Bucky's office.
Sweet ass office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now
Bucky's
if you
rolling
go
in
to
style.
the bottom right, the new location. Thank you,
Ooh.
AI generated art.
What?
Yeah.
I don't
So
have a bottom
I
right.
was
need
about
to
to
pull
ask
this
if that
into
was. That's
feed.
awesome.
yeah, in the bottom right picture. So Umren finds himself walking along the warp district. Why are you there, Umren?
Well, I need to gather my stuff if we're going to move to the mansion. I don't have a whole lot, so he can kind of carry it in a bundle. So even if he needs to carry it for a while, it wouldn't be a problem. So he's gonna, gather up his stuff, but also he has a habit of, and part of the reason he's been staying there is so that he can wander around and look out for basically other dwarves and things to connect with and try to find out more about his people. And when he's packing up his stuff, he remembers that I took, I think it was 28 gold from Dolores Strongarm, who worked as the barkeep in Ormstrom. I don't know if you guys remember that, but Umren took that gold under the promise of delivering it to her parents back in town. So before he's going to move or leave, he needs to make good on that promise.
As you go and you follow her crudely written directions to try to find her parents, you do see like a fishing shack, kind of along the coast as you see here, and you see a big wooden sign on the top that says Strong Arm, and has their crest, which is just a dude flexing. Great. Yeah, and so you. As you go over there, you come over, you knock on the door, clunk, 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 and see a little, these smaller dwarven-sized doors. It opens up a crack, and you see this old dwarf man kind of opens it a little bit and looks out, and he, looks eye level, kind of like right at your chest, and then he looks up, and then you see him get a little bit more hesitant. He's like, "What do you want?"
Yes, sir. Are you Hathro? Hathro Strongarm?
Yes, I am.
Good day, sir. My name is Umren. I've come here with a delivery from your daughter, Dolores.
Oh, a delivery. And you see him turn around and goes, Belle, get over here. And so he opens the door and invites you into his house. You have to duck a little bit to enter. The door's about 6 feet high. I don't know. You're maybe right about 6 feet, but it's more, habit than anything to, you've been around dwarves enough, so you just always duck in when you go in there. You see an old, a dwarf woman with plain clothes. She's kind of tidying up, sweeping and tidying up the house. And you see Athro. He's in fisherman's outfit. He may be just, kind of taking the day or the middle of the day off. Probably fishes at dawn or dusk or something like that. It smells a little bit like old dirty fish. But he sits you down at the table, and the woman comes over and says, would you like some tea?
Yes, ma'am, very much. Thank you.
She nods and goes over and starts making tea, and Hathro sits down, turns the stool around and looks at her and goes, so what's this about my daughter?
Well, sir, I'm mostly just a humble adventurer, but I've spent a great deal of time among the dwarves, and when I met your daughter, she was working in Ormstrom, and I had been passing through, so she took very good care of me and my compatriots, and as is what I hope tradition that you appreciate, I've offered to take a burden of some of her work for her, and she suggested that I may come and bring you a delivery. He'll root around in his bag and pull out the satchel she gave him that has 28 gold in it, and put it on the table. I'm sorry if it's a little late. We got caught up in official business. However, I am here, and will maybe be leaving shortly again, and wanted to deliver this and the message that she does well. Her business runs well, she's strong and wanted you to know that she sends her love and what she can back to the family.
So Hathro, he takes the pouch with gold, he kind of dumps it out, and as soon as he dumps it out, you see his eyes get huge. Because 28 gold for like a poor fisherman, that's like 2 months worth of salary. You know, like
Whoa.
the average person probably makes a gold a day.
Oh, yeah.
And
can I look around? So I can tell then that they're pretty eager. I mean, meager, not eager people.
Yeah.
They're people of eager means.
Yeah. Eager. I mean, he's eagerly counting it, but he has. Yeah. So, meager, I mean, you can tell, like, they live in the shanty in the wharf. Like, they're getting by, but, you know, cool. It's, you know, from selling fish and all this, they're not making a lot of money. So you can, to them, this is, you know, it's a fortune. It's a couple $1,000 for us, maybe like five grand. Nice. Or something like that. So his eyes get very, very big. He nods. He goes, "She must be doing well to give this." He kind of, you see him uplifted, and he's shouts back to Belle. He's like, "She gave us a king's bounty," and you see her. She's making her tea. He's like, "Oh, well, that's good that her inn is doing so well. I'm so proud." And she goes and hands you the tea, and sits down with you.
You. Yes, she seems to have full rooms and seems to be doing well. And I'm glad that Mithros Prime brought us together, and I was able to bring this back to its rightful place here.
Mm-hmm. So, at the mention of Mithros Spine, you see that Hathraw's eyes get a little high. He goes, "Mithros. What? Who are you?"
Well, I know it might be hard to believe, but I'm one of the Mithros Spine. In fact, I am Umren, and I spent my time in Thaldramon, and I was brought into the clan. Are you familiar with my lord? I should familiar, of course, but are you friendly? I should ask.
Well, I've got the mixed feelings about it.
I
see. I'm one of those that believe that Mithros Spine is dead.
Aye.
He has stopped sharing his bounty. When is the last time you have seen a vein of pure mithril? When is the last time you've heard of this? We still have get all the gods' names. The one for iron and lead and all those. They still provide us with their harvest daily. And Mithril Spine has. I prefer not to think that he has forsaken us like some, but I think that he is no more. Or else, how can you explain this lapse of his bounty?
Aye, that is a deep concern I hold myself as well. You're not wrong, Hathro. You're not wrong. It might be that I shan't say the words, but you might be correct, and it might be that because some of us have varied or fallen away from the vein that he laid out, that he withers it in punishment of us, not to bring judgment on you or anyone who might not keep any particular faith. There are many faiths, but they all struggle against each other. And it is my belief and the belief of my teachers that we perhaps just need to find what tiny vein remains and celebrate it so deeply that we will see it grow. And that will be the sign that we've finally made it to the truest communication with him. if he could
Nods.
speak back to us in that way. But no, you are right. And he pulls his sigil of mithril spine from under his shirt where he usually keeps it hidden. It's like a stylized dwarven spine, but the top is a double-headed axe blade. And his is in kind of just like a pot metal, like lead kind of, a cheap metal. He's like, but until I find my own mithril to bring the faith and spread it wider, then I will be forced to wear some cheap alternative. But, as always is said, faith is about faith. So if the Lord is gone, then when I leave this place, I hope he takes me to his new and latest creation.
He nods and smiles at you. I do not seek to think that the gods are punishing us, but perhaps they are. Perhaps it is us and our lack of faith that has brought us to this. But let's not think about such terrible things now. This is a time of celebration.
Yes, you're right.
Yes, and of course, thank you for this bounty. I mean, we would have kept this, and we would have never known. But one good deed deserves another. He hurries off to himself, and Burbel, she's talking to you, asks you about the tea, just normal topics. Asks you about her daughter, and after a few minutes, after comes back, and you see that he has this ring, and he hands it to you, and it is unfortunately you immediately the thing not notice that it, like, magic aside or anything like that, you do see that it is an iron ring, but it is inlaid with mithril, in a swirling design around the ring.
By his flash, what is this, Hathra?
Well, you see, I'm an old man, and I remember the time when mithril was plenty. And I long for those days again. And while I may be an old cantankerous coot, I appreciate those that maintain the faith, and I think this belongs with you more than me. And he hands it to you.
I wear it proudly.
Yeah. Do you? It may be magical. You have. I don't think you have any way to know.
Yeah, I was looking. I don't think I do.
No. You'll have to wait until you get to the wait till you get back to Lord Wizardclaws. I'm sure he'll be able to tell you right away. But
this is
as of now,
it's beyond.
Yeah.
I've never received anything this meaningful. I'm beyond grateful, Hathro.
He nods, and he's like, and he takes his golds, and you see them. He kind of hurries off and hides it somewhere. They don't. This is. I mean, it is a fortune for them. So they go over there and they nod and thank you, and so I hope that you see and more of your kind. I wish I could tell you where they are, but in general, I would be wary of. As proud of you are of being a mithril spine worshiper, you know that is not always open and welcomed around here. Some resent the fact that his harvest is dried, and they hold him responsible and his worshippers responsible. So I wish you safety, and you always have a friend in us.
Yeah, Umren will slide the ring around so the mithril end is kind of in towards his palm,
Mm-hmm.
So the valuable side is down and hidden. He'll bow and say, "Yes, well, I had a feeling after speaking with your daughter that we were of an understanding at the very least. I appreciate you and your time. I appreciate your faith, and I hope to see you again if I return to town. Keep well, Hathro.
He nods, and they greet you, or I guess they walk you out to the door. They nod. Big old strong arm whacks you on the back as you walk out the door, and he goes, "Farewell, friend." Closes the door to let you continue with moving your stuff to the castle, or not castle, the manor. And that was I want to give you. Sorry.
Hold on. As I leave,
finish it.
I want to grab a kid or something running around. I'm gonna give him 4 gold and tell him to go buy some fish from Hathro Strongarm, and then head back out of the dwarf area and out of the wharf.
Yeah, so I applaud you on your role playing. I did not really behind the curtain. I didn't tell him what that was going to be about. So Mythos Spine being dead was
super fun, actually.
Yeah, I that's why I didn't want to tell you. I just wanted to see what your reaction would be.
I literally was like, "Fuck, I don't know." That was like total. No, that was I appreciated that. That was super fun. I liked that.
Yeah,
back and forth.
That was really cool. And you rolled.
I was like, "Ooh, did he script this?" I know he didn't.
Nice.
Yeah, I had an idea of what Mithril, because Mithril is rare, so I was like, hey, why would it be rare? All this other stuff, and I was like, this. If you don't already have, everybody should always have advantage. What do you call it?
Inspiration.
Yeah. So if you don't have inspiration already, you definitely have it now. So that same day, we find Lord Wizardclaws. He just happens to be passing Umren because he's in the wharf too. And why is he in the wharf?
Yeah, so he's going about his preparation, and he's a cat, so he doesn't have a high affinity for water. So he's looking for some things to kind of mitigate some of those fears. He's looking to build a litter for his travel. So he basically searches and rummages around for a food crate, like a ship, like they just kind of carry food around him. From Beauregard's mostly unperished perishables that he just basically purloins and stuffs a pillow in it and uses the tiny servant spell so it grows like 4 little legs and he can travel in style. So he's looking for stuff like that's going to help him in his travels. There's a couple buoys on there so it floats if should they go overboard. Pretty sure that's one of his biggest fears.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. So yeah, you with this the tiny servant spell. Now this pops the little legs and starts shuffling you around like you're like a litter, like an old timey Roman highborn person. But it's only about this tall and about really this wide, kind of and awkwardly walking. It doesn't have a super fast walk speed. So I'm going to put that towards like kind of like a weird awkward gait more than it is because it's kind of unnatural legs. So it's kind of like clanking around. All the dwarves and humans around there are like just very confused at seeing this like cat just sitting in luxury wearing robes and just having this animated pillow.
You brought up a very important logistical problem in the size that he's very low to the ground. So it's very easy for him to bump into other people and get stepped on, which he encounters pretty much immediately. So his solution for that is to hang a fishing pole off the side with a lantern. So it just kind of drapes over and it's like, you see those recumbent bikes? And
The
they have the
big
flag.
like the flag, like
Or
on
like a
moped
kid
also.
bicycle.
Yeah. So I like that. Yeah. So now it's even more weird looking, but yeah, people just kind of give you.
So that's at like eye level then.
Yeah.
For them, it's about eye level.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so that's
They give you distance. You don't have to worry about people stepping on you anymore because they are very. It's noticeable, and people are just kind of give you a wide berth when they walk around, giving you some weird glances, kind of looking around to see if anybody else, like, they assume somebody's doing this for this cat. Like, oh, is this a fancy wizard here? And this is his favorite familiar? You know, that's kind of what their first thought is. You do remember that that the university had promised to give you access and became a full-fledged member when you were able to create your stone, your transmutation stone. And now that you have this transmutation stone, are you going to go? Are you doing things independently? Are you going to try to? What are you doing with the university?
Yeah, I think one of the things that he needed to actually finish the project was, an arcane grimoire. So one of the things that he wanted to do during this period was to create the stone and borrow one of these grimoires, either from the library or from, that would make the most sense, like the university. Yeah. So he would go and check one of those out and begin working on that project.
Yeah, so you are a member of good standing now. After showing, you bounce back up to Alpin Enola, who was the dean of Transformation School. You walk in, proud as you always are, but even now you have, this you can still cast Mage Hand, correct, with the new character?
Yeah.
build?
He just doesn't do
Yes.
the special stuff with it. It's just like
Yeah.
it's still like a little anthropomorphic paw, though.
Yeah. So
That's cute.
as you walk in with this litter into his office, and like you just dangle this mage hand over it with like this stone, and shows him, what do you say to Dean? And he walks in, hello again. I forget exactly how he talked, but that's how he's going to talk.
Well, if I'm being honest, I actually don't know if he would necessarily repay a visit to Enola, because he did receive sort of a secret message from a familiar voice that warned him of this.
Yeah.
And he's kind of on a time crunch before going to Granitos. So I don't know if he's actually going to show off the stone before departing, because he's got a lot to do.
Yeah, so you just tell the dean that you now have, to be that wizard in good standing and get access to the library, like you kind of had to show that.
Oh, it's a prerequisite. I understand.
Yeah, that's why before. But like you could, if you didn't want to meet him in first person, you just you send a letter or just let people know.
Yeah, well, he was going to do it when they got back, but
yeah,
he can do it now.
No, it's fine. Yeah, it's however you let him know, or you let associates know that they know, the university knows. And so I didn't know if you wanted to have a scene where you kind of rubbed it in his face, or you just, now you have access to it. He notified everybody that as soon as you had this, you were, a wizard of good standing in, as long as you were able to, once you created this, then, that was the only thing. So I'm not going to, you kind of can avoid him. You can go right into the library kind of to show, like, I'm here now, and you get your grimoire. I didn't know if you wanted to have a scene with that, but with that grimoire, you also were gifted an alchemy jug from the duchy's quartermaster, and so what are you doing with that alchemy jug?
Ah, yes, this will be most helpful in my studies, and for my mission in building Cathola. He says this to Fiona. So he's going to spend time he likes to practice alchemy, and this makes the whole process a lot easier. For those who like mayonnaise, the alchemy jug can put out like a gallon of mayonnaise every day.
2 gallons of mayonnaise.
2 gallons of mayonnaise. That's double the amount of mayonnaise I previously thought.
That's way too much mayonnaise.
We're gonna have to nerf that mayonnaise output.
Yeah, it's one of my
Game-breaking
favorite.
The weirdest
Alchemy
thing.
jug is one of my favorite things, and it's
so good.
fucking weird. And the mayonnaise makes zero sense.
I mean, if
That
you're
was
out trying
literally
to
the writer
survive,
just like doing a Easter egg back in the day. Whoever
Yeah.
originally wrote that.
Because there's just like you can get 12
hilarious.
gallons of salt water from it.
Do they? I thought you could get any liquid. It literally defines mayonnaise
there-
or salt water?
Yep,
Yeah.
there's a list,
Okay.
and I
That's
believe you can
hilarious.
only do one a day. So if you say mayonnaise and you get 2 gallons, you can't also get 2 gallons of vinegar.
Yeah. But you could also be like, I
so
want a
can't
teaspoon
make
of
fucking
mayonnaise.
dinner. That's just an inconvenient amount of mayonnaise.
Well, yeah, you
Yep.
could
Yes.
choose. You don't have to have two. It's not 2 gallons or nothing. Like you could.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you can stop it, but you
Yeah.
can only choose one thing a day.
So,
Um,
are you saying you're making mayonnaise now? Is that
No, it's just for future.
You
if
could
you
open a
want
sandwich
sandwiches.
shop. You can make more than 60 gold a day.
Easy.
Oh,
A gallon of honey, you can make
This has
mead.
become a life sim now. We're not playing
4
Dungeons and
gallons of
Dragons
beer a
anymore.
day. That's a lot of beer.
so,
But again,
You
like
go-
he's trying to build up his his paradise, so he needs things that will enable him to do this, and also enable his alchemy.
Can you make cat litter? Hopefully.
Oh, that's a good idea.
oops,
Just poop outside.
poop outside and sand. And there's another thing that lets you make like earth and sand. So probably maybe that's next on the list. But yeah. So what are you doing with all the stuff that you make?
Yeah, so he does do some crafting. He stops by Puffery and Dragon to sell some excess vials. He goes over to How Do You Spell It to do some shopping, and Victoria's Secret picks up a boomerang, some pebbles that he's going to use with his tiny servants because they throw those things. And the boomerang makes sense because it only does 1d4 damage, but if it misses, which it probably will, it comes back, and that's fun. So I just thought like a little lantern or pillow or something chucking a boomerang could be a lot of fun to play with.
So
Yeah.
so with this, you are on the way to restoring the glory of Kathala and your new manor. And remember, whenever you buy anything, it's 10% off. So keep an eye on that.
And the last thing he's doing is he's building his alternative identity as Prince Cellarpaw, the traveling merchant, because they're going undercover to Granitos as a convoy. So he's definitely embracing the subterfuge.
Okay. I think that's cool. I would like to hear a full backstory of Prince Cellarpaw. I'm excited to hear it when we start doing role play and you have to be like, I'm Prince Cellarpaw. Like, where were you born? I don't know.
Prince of
Yeah.
what?
I'm not sure, how
You're gonna have to meta. This is
Yeah.
getting real meta. You're gonna have to play a character
Within
while
a
playing
character.
your character.
Yeah, so he's gonna have his own
I think
character
that's
sheet for
fun.
Prince Cellarpaw.
Yeah, I think that's fun. I'd like to hear how this, because it's not only is it going to be creative because Chris is making it, but it's going to be creative because it's coming from the mind of a
Yeah.
very so it's like double layers of like weirdness. So it's going to be. I'm interested to see this.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I imagine this is my game that Fiona and he played before, so he might pull on some of those strings.
I think that is a good idea. Is there anything else you wanted to do?
No, I think that was pretty much it. He was a very busy cat during this intermission.
Yeah. So now we hop on over to Xyzal. It is the night of the first day, late at night. Jumping back in time a little bit, and we see Xyzal. If you wanted to go onto your screen, the top right, and you find yourself, he's kind of just pacing back and forth a little bit in like a dark, stingier alley. What's Xyzal doing?
So Xyzal is looking for a contact with Derek, the guy that saved him in the alley last time in our last interlude. Derek gave him a double-headed coin, and I believe he said like if you like give this to like a beggar, he'll come out, something like that. Will you remind me, Bill, what that interaction was?
It was a way to get in contact with him. Was this double-sided coin? I don't know if we went over the details, but in general, if you give this, like if you tip a beggar with this coin, he knows you're looking for him, and he'll find you.
Yes. So Xyzal's in like the slums where beggars would be. Hang on, where's my map? There's so many. So
Yeah.
he's kind of in between the slums and the wharf district, kind of near the Chipped Pearl, which is his local watering hole, and where he performs his stand-up a lot. Close to where he ran into Derek last time. So he either, I don't know if you want to play it out, already gave the coin to a beggar and is kind of like nervously pacing.
And as you're nervously pacing, you know, it's kind of still busy. You see people passing back and forth, just going about their day, checking on businesses. It's getting later and later, and you've been waiting a little bit longer. You're getting more nervous, and less people are coming. But soon enough, you hear this familiar voice behind you. It's just, and he goes, "You rang?"
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, sort of. I need to. I want to have a talk. I need something.
We can provide to those that are friendly with us.
Yeah. I kind of get what you're laying down. I need a way to not die when I'm out in my what is now, I guess, my day job. And I need a way to protect my friends. And like, I'm really good at some stuff, but it's not that. And you look like the type of guy that knows how to lay a hurt and to not get hurt. And I need to learn a little bit.
He nods at you and he goes, "Self-preservation is the only true motivation, in my opinion." And he sees now his kind of joking demeanor is a little bit more subdued. He sees it as a serious talk, so he kind of pulls you into like a darker section of the alley, and he goes, "I understand. I've heard what happened, and that can bring the fear of the gods into any man. But what specifically are you looking for? We have ways. I have people. I have contacts. I have items. I have what? What are you looking for? Each item, each thing will have its price, but
Yeah. I want in.
he looks at you.
And I know that's gonna take something. And I'm willing to pay that price.
You see him smile at that. And he he lets you know. He's like, I'll be happy to let you in. You have a man of your talents and your notoriety in the good and the bad ways. Can be very useful for us. But I want to let you know that this is not a commitment that we take lightly.
Yeah,
This is
I'm
for life.
yeah, I'm not taking it lightly, and I need that life to last a little longer than I think it's going to otherwise.
Yeah. He looks at you and you see him kind of beckons you to follow him. And you go down another nondescript alley, go into like the back door of like a random inn to where the cooks are. Link through that, and then down into a cellar where he knows that this is a safe place. And he turns to you and he goes, "All right, time to get serious. How can we help? We being," and he like he sits you down and he's like, there's no ceremony, there's no pomp and circumstance. There's all we require is a commitment, and the commitment you have made. So our entire. We are at your disposal. You are part of the Brotherhood now. That's what you can tell. Brotherhood is what they call themselves. You're part of the Brotherhood now, and perfect timing. So you decide how exactly we can help you, and I will get back with you on your first task. And he said the task, he closes his eyes a little bit.
I need training. I'm not good at fighting, and I'm not good at not getting hit. And it looks like the more I do this job, that's not going to work out. So I need somebody to teach me how to be better at that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He looks at you, and he nods and he goes, training we would be happy to provide, of course. The Brotherhood is only as strong as its members, so the strength of our members is the strength of us. And he is letting you know that he will train you in whatever you want. And on top of that, if you wanted to retrain, because you can do that this one time, up to 2 levels of Bard if you wanted to retrain to something else. So 3, you can do without wait. There's a gold cost.
Yeah,
For this time, I'll let you get back to that. That's a big decision.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. So I can take away 2 Bard levels.
Yep.
So basically, what I'm getting at is we leveled up.
Yes.
And I'm still level 5.
Yep.
I didn't know if I wanted to take my level 6 in something different, and this is like thematically the way to do that.
Absolutely. Yes. So
if I can take 2 levels of Bard away, then that's like 3 levels, like 2 Bard, 3 something else, right? Does that math work out? 3 Bard, 3 something else?
It would be 3 Bard
3.
still. 3 Bard. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think. I wanted to.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That tracks.
Yeah, because you get the Bard College and expertise at 3rd level for Bard, and I think that. I mean, if you really wanted to, you can go back all the way, but I think that
no, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Because again, this is how I want to like thematically, like mechanically explore Xyzal's like descents a little bit. So yeah, but that's interesting. I'll think about it.
Yeah, you don't have to, but if you wanted to, because you have time, it takes however many days. Like if you look at it, you can you can do retrain and stuff like that. There's mechanically ways to do it, but in this time they will be happy to do it. You're just kind of retraining yourself and changing those like rehoning your skills to change your inherent nature, and because of that you'll lose a little bit of your Bard specialty.
Yeah, interesting. No, that's interesting. It can be a cool trade-off.
Yeah. And so that is so now you're part of the Brotherhood. You're an initiate in the Brotherhood, so you don't know much about it, but you do know this place. This is kind of where he showed you, like this is the one of the Brotherhood guild halls. So if you ever need anything from the Brotherhood, this is where you'd come. So yeah, that's I will let you, and also I know you want to do it before you chose what magic item. You can retrain before you choose your magic item. So in case you wanted a magic item for another class.
Oh, interesting. I actually didn't think of that. I think so. For my magic item, I think I want the winged boots. I think they're just so fucking versatile. And I have something that I might ask Derek for next time. I have a lot of again, I'm interested in Xyzal kind of digging himself a hole to protect himself and then maybe have to get out later. But I don't want to ask for both now. So getting the level and then getting the item, I think is good. The item from the Duchess or whoever.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, you can always ask Derek for stuff. It's kind of like going down the darker path. There are immediate rewards for going that, but it is something that there is a trade-off. Like I said earlier, the trade-off is all that's important. That's what I want to see is trade-off. So I will get with you on that is offline, because I think it's more fun that only you really need to know what your mission is, because it's not the guild. They're not involved at all in what you need to do. So you can tell them, you cannot tell them. I will tell you what your job is and what he wants of you, and that is between me and you.
Cool.
So, and you guys don't know that he's doing this unless he tells you. So I see you metagaming. But yeah, I think that's you guys are all prepared for your mission. You guys know in 3 days to meet up at the down at the wharf, where they're going to take a flatboat, and it's going to go along the coast and then in on the canal. Cleve, I believe was it called the Cleve? Something like that. I forget exactly now. That goes to Granitos. So I think that was really good. Interesting. Very interesting. So yeah, if you guys want to, interludes are always fun.
Yeah, they're super fun
because they're just role playing and making decisions. So yeah, that's very, very cool.
No worries.
Cool.
Thanks, Bill.
Yeah,
Thanks for an awesome interlude too.
Yeah,
that was super fun.
Thank you.
All right. Yep, I gotta go. I'll see you guys.
See ya. That's it for this week's episode. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already, and head over to +1togaming.com for more live discussions, actual plays, character creation tips, and more. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time.